All right, so it's G. She's correct. A membrane that surrounds mollusk internal organ is a mantle. Well done, guys. I didn't think that. I thought this one was gonna be like a tricky one. Yeah. Okay. 25. A small non-vascular plant. This one is C. I'm thinking this one is the easy one. 25.
Isn't it a bryophyte?
Is it? Is it not? I think it is. Yeah. It's A. 26. The spore producing reproductive structure in fungi. They are starting to, right around this point, you're starting to have fewer options to choose on, which makes it easier for you to select the perfect answer. Or even harder if you miss or you selected a wrong one up there. But what is 26?
I think it's E.
Cilium, the spore producing reproductive structure in fungi. No.
I think the answer is F, fruiting bodies.
C.
It's not C, it is F. The spore producing reproductive structure in fungi. 27. A diploid plant in sporic reproduction.
B.
B, is it correct? Let's see. Yes. It's B, sporophyte. 28. A complex mass made of branching hyphae. What is it?
Mycelium, C.
Mycelium. Well done. Correct. 29. I think it's getting easier now. The free swimming body form of cnidarians will be
J.
correct. And the last one, an animal with an internal skeleton of a backbone, which is obviously the last option, which is I. All right. Any question? Well done, guys. You guys are yeah. Moving. I think we're gonna go to the next one, which I think I like so much because it's a bit complicated while it's not complicated. So this question, you're gonna remember when I said they may not request you to draw, but you most certainly gonna come across a structure and you might actually need to label, and here is labeling. This is the structure of labeling. It may not be necessarily saying which one is which, but 92 here as the question was said, which on the label on the diagram above is pointing to the female reproductive organ? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Or is it E? So the first thing that you're gonna do, you see here, you're gonna need to know what is a female reproductive organ. You're gonna have to yourself label this diagram yourself and be able to tell us which one is which for yourself, so that you'll be able to know. Or if you are exhuming on your own, if you are doing this on your own, you are able to know which one or which diagram is it, what are they talking about, in order for you to be able to answer the question properly. So which one do you think it's 92?
C.
E. E, the ovule.
But wait, the thing is that isn't the pistil, isn't it the same from C to E? So which one would be the correct answer between C and E? because the female reproductive organ starts from C going down to E. Sir,
Mm-hmm.
Can I respond to him, sir?
You guys are in the car today, right? What are you saying, sir?
I think in response to your question,
I can't hear you. You guys are gonna have to assist me.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was saying in responding to your question, yes, it's a female reproductive it's the female reproductive organ from C to E. But now, where the reproduction takes place, obviously E, because if we look at D, that's the passage where the pollen grain is going to move to where the reproduction, where the fusion, the reproduction is going to take place. The best answer can be E.
Okay, I think I heard him. Did you all hear him clearly?
no.
So okay, first thing first, let's agree. What is the structure of?
Pistil.
Do we all agree?
Which structure
The diagram, this diagram, what is it?
of the entire diagram?
The entire diagram, yeah. Ah,
It's a plant. A flower.
the flower, yeah, the flower. Do we all agree, right?
Yes.
Yes, we agree.
Yes.
So what are the labelings? Can we do the labelings? What is the labeling for A?
The labeling for A.
So A, I think, is the anther. Yeah.
Anther.
Okay, let me list them for you. There's petal, there's stigma, there's style, there's ovary, there's carpel, there's ovule, there's sepal, there's filament, there's anther, there's is there pollen? Is that pollen? I think so.
No.
No.
E. E is the pollen, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
There is pollen. There is pollen.
Yeah, B.
So now then we figured it out now. So which label above is pointing to the female reproductive organ? What is the reproductive organ of this flower?
So that's my question. The reproductive organ, it's called the pistil, right? Which consists of the style, the ovary, and the stigma.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Meaning-
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, meaning either C, D, E can be correct.
E, the ovule.
But it has to be for the benefit of this. I think it has to be here. This is where we have to include in that life cycle that we did, in the diagram that we did. There's a diagram that we did. It has to be this one here. What is an ovum? Precisely the ovum.
Okay.
Which is gonna be E. So, but the strategy here is that if you come across a question like this, please, the first go-to thing that will save you is to go and label it yourself. First. Then when you do that, that's when you know that the tricks that the examiner here is trying to trick you, you cannot play gambles here, because if you don't know anything here, it's curtains. 93. Which label on the diagram above is pointing to the male reproductive organ?
A. The anther.
Because you now have labeled it, and you know it. What is not it? 94. Which label diagram is pointing to the male gamete?
That will be B.
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 Perfect. The 4 is B. And which label in the diagram above is pointing to the stigma, the one that you were talking
C.
about?
C.
Exactly. And do we have 96, the label in the diagram which is pointing to the style?
D.
D. Because there is the oval, the style, and the stigma. And most of the time here on this side here, you have your petal, and then your pollen on the other side. Why is my pointer not working? Come on, man. Yeah, that will be that. All right, I will write on this one. I think this should serve as an indication to the fact that this might be a multiple choice exam, but still you're gonna come across the diagrams and you're gonna have to know about them one way or the other. We've got this question. I think it came last time when there was a little bit of a confusion with this one. The diagram below name 5 different species, which will be C. tigris, D. dorsalis, C. Draconidans, U. Sarcopiara, and P. Plantainus is 5 species. Question 1. What is the diagram an example of? So these kind of short questions, right? They help you to, so that when you come across questions which are those in multiple choice questions, you can be aware of which one is not correct, which one is precisely correct in that manner. Can you hear me? Can you hear? What is the diagram example of? It's easy, guys.
Cladogram. It's a cladogram?
You're right, but it's a phylogenetic tree. You can just say phylogenetic tree. Am I fair? It's a phylogenetic tree in that. Which two organisms are most closely related? Which is the source of this question?
I think C and
C
U.
and U. C and U.
C and U. I think because you supported it, let me show you how wrong you are. Because the answer is, I'm kidding, you are right. It's C and U. The Draconites and Scopiae. What evidence will be needed to show their relatedness? The kind of evidence. When we talk about those evidence, the one that you can see, the one that you cannot see, the one that you...
They have a more recent common ancestor.
That's true. So in that way, how did you find out that? You use phylogenetic evidence and genetic evidence in that way. So there will be the genetic evidence will be a molecular evidence, the fossil evidence, then the phylogenetic evidence in that regard. Okay, let's go back to our questions. Which of the following is not a bryophyte? I think we did some of these or similar questions which were related to this last week. 82.
FN.
The fan. D. What is the characteristic of that distinguish bryophyte from the other plant phyla? Is it A, they do not have embryos, or B, they do not have vascular tissue, or C, they have flowers, or D, they have fruits, or E, they have lignin in their cell walls? The one that distinguishes them from the other plant phyla.
B, they do not have vascular tissue.
They do not have vascular tissue, correct. Congratulations, you're correct. And 84, which of the following statements about bryophytes is false or is not true? They reproduce using alteration of generation. The diploid gametophyte is the dominant form. The male reproductive part is called the antheridium, or D, the female reproductive part is called archegonium, or E, the zygote becomes the sporophyte. This really need you to have gone through those characteristics of bryophytes.
B. I think it's B.
You think it's B?
Yes.
That the diploid gametophyte is the dominant form. Do we agree with her? I'm sure you should, eh? It's B. Well done, eh? 85. Which part of the fen produces a sperm? Is it A, archegonium, B, antheridium, C, sporophyte, D, pinna, or E, sorin? Do they pronounce it E? Do they pronounce it as sorry? How do you pronounce it? Is it pronounced sorry, right? Sorry. Yes, it's sorry. But what is the answer? Which part of the fen produces the sperm in 85?
I think it's D. Sorry, B.
Antheridium. You wanted to say something, my sister, also? You wanted to say B?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. You are correct. It's antheridium. All right. And 86, what do gymnosperm and angiosperm have in common, or the similarity? A, they are found in all habitats. B, they produce flowers, or C, they produce fruit, or D, they have leaves with a large surface area, and lastly, they reproduce with seeds.
E.
I think it's E.
E, they reproduce with seeds. Let's see. You are correct. They produce with it's E. Okay, here's an interesting one. Which group possesses excretory structures known as Malpighian tubules?
I think it's insects.
Insects.
Insects, you're correct. Okay, we're going to the next question, which is a little bit different to what we are normally doing. So here you're just gonna have to finish the following statements. So these are like statements. I just took some statements that we did when we were doing the characteristics or whatever statement, and then you're gonna have to finish the sentence. Is it fine? The instruction. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When air temperature exceeds their body temperature, jackrabbits living in hot areas land will. The reason why I'm trying to bring different types of questions here. and not just throw in multiple choice questions. I want you to have like a deeper understanding and have every ounce of knowing that every question, however form that it may come in a form of multiple choice question, you are able to clearly distinguish the answer correctly or distinguish the question which they're asking you correctly
Will
and
seek
deliberately so.
shelter. Will she seek shelter or dig holes to burrow?
So the jackrabbits will, oh, what did I do? Okay, see, they will construct the blood vessels in their large ears in order to regulate themselves when the temperature exceeds their body temperature. So they living in odd areas, they will constrict the, don't call me, they will restrict the constrict the blood vessels in their large ears in order for themselves to regulate their temperatures so that they are able to maintain themselves temperature. Number 2, an advantage of asexual reproduction is that
I think there's no fusion.
there's no what?
Fusion.
I'm sorry, I can't follow that. What is that? Is it fishing? Will you elaborate on that?
Not fusion. Fusion. No sexual intercourse.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Something
that's
like that.
also that's also an advantage.
The population will grow quickly.
I like that one. Yeah. Another one.
The offspring will be identical to the parent.
Yes. That's also, but that more delve into the characteristics of what it is. But if it was a question and I will give you a mark correct. Do we have the last one?
Yes. Only one parent is needed.
Yes. You have the last say, sir.
There's less time and energy spent.
Cool. That's good. Yeah. So either one that you can put there, you'll be able to be fine. So even if it come in a multiple choice question, you will know that you can understand the sexual reproduction. It will enable species to rapidly colonize a bit favorable to that particular species. An example of connective tissue is, I know there are different, there are a lot.
Attendant.
Okay, another one.
Can I say blood?
Yeah, blood, yeah.
Bone.
Okay. Do you have the last one? Wait, did somebody say blood?
Yes, I said blood.
Okay, yeah. You're spot on. It's actually what it's written here, yeah. Connective tissues have, this is just characteristics, no, not an example, just describing them.
They transport waste and nutrients.
Okay. Anyone else want to give it a try? I'm not saying the previous one is not correct, but this is too general that our options will not be the same. Sorry. Cells with a large amount of extracellular matrix is one of the characteristics of connective tissues. Is the growth lost body parts normally that follows?
Can I give it a try? I'm not sure.
Sure.
Perhaps regeneration.
The growth that lost body parts normally follows.
I'm not sure about that last term.
But you are correct on the first one. It's a regeneration. You want to give it a try, one last one. Normally follows. This will be the when the growth of loss part, which follow normally the fragmentation in that regard. Is a term that could be applied to any organism with a digestive system. It's just like it's very
Heterotrophy. Heterotrophy.
Well done, you're correct. Yeah, that's in that regard. All right, can we move on? Yes, we can. In which habitat will you find a thermophile? I think it was there on the first in one term, but I don't like this example and this option. I don't think they will bring it like this, because they brought okay, just give it a try. 52. I don't expect you guys to know this one.
In what springs in P?
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I'm thinking that I'm too harsh on you guys, but you are just like, okay. In which habitat will you find a mesophyll? Is it A, battery acid, or B, hot springs, or C, 37% salt solution, or D, in the surface of a lake, or E, Pringle brine?
I think it's D.
The surface of the lake. Congratulations, you're correct. It is D, on the surface of the lake. All right, then let's go to number 54. Which of the following best definition of the word extremophile? I think there was an extremophile on the one word, on the matching word in the first slide or so. Is it bacteria that can withstand very acidic condition, or B, bacteria that can withstand very salty conditions, or C, archaea that can withstand temperatures over 120 degrees Celsius, or D, bacteria that are able to live in extreme condition, or E, the archaea that are able to live in extreme conditions?
D.
E.
D.
D.
E.
C, D,
E.
B. What is the sum for? Is it for E,
D.
D? I think I have
E.
three people who said
E.
D. I got two
E.
people who said B.
D.
There's somebody called D now. I think the majority is on D, so there's no coalition government there.
E.
D is winning. E.
E.
E. Okay,
E.
there's an outlier who says E. Did you
Yeah,
say
I
E
think
also?
C as well.
It's E.
Yes, sir. E.
E. Yeah. So let me break it for you and shock it for you. The answer is E. The archaea that are able to live in extreme conditions. Okay, then we proceed to number 62. Classify the organism in the image field. Okay, I haven't moved my slides. Yes, there we go. They're in black and white. That's the boring part. I wanted them to be in like colorful, like those ones that we were showing each other on our slides. But classify the organism in the image above. What is it? So there's A, there's D,
I'd say A also.
there's
A.
A, there's A. Okay, I think people are saying A.
A.
It's a protist, animal-like protist. Okay, and the second question is unrelated to the previous question. So the most important morphological characteristics to help to determine the phylum of the organism, or it's also in the picture, yes, of the picture above is.
Can I say D?
Okay, do we agree with him? No, yes. I think you should, because it is the presence of the pseudopodia. Yes.
Sorry, which one is this? Which is a pseudopodia there?
The morphological. Okay, this one did not give the clarity in terms of the analysis to which you can clarify the pseudopodia, which morphological character have to determine the phylum of organism in the picture above. Then, okay, the question is which one is the helping? Which one is the pseudopodia? That's the question to all of us. Because his question is not out of, because the question said morphological characteristics, and we know by morphology is the one that we should be describing, or is the one that you can see in a layman's term. Actually, we're not just guessing. They are not saying we should guess. They're saying in the picture above. It's a good question. You don't want to give it a try? Anybody? I'm trying to see if I can put A, B where.
Sorry, sir.
Sure.
I didn't get the question. Please repeat if you don't mind.
Wait a minute. I just want to do something. I wanted to create some label for this structure. So the question is, where can actually the question here said the most important morphological characteristic to help determine the phylum of the organism picture above is the presence of the pseudopodia, right? And our colleague there is asking which one is the pseudopodia in the structure above. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
So
the arm-like projections. That it looks like projections.
Yes.
Which one will be the direct me when I move? I'm looking at the structure on your slides here. Which one should I direct? Which one? This one.
The arms, yes. The projections there, the arms, that looks like arms or legs or something.
Yeah. So which will be like it will be, by definition, you know what it is, right? Which will be the classified as generally they arise from the surface of the body, which are singles to the main surface of the body, more or less like the did we talk about this when we did talk about the antomeba?
So
and
Mary,
all the,
something.
sure.
A temporary arm-like projection of a eukaryotic cell membrane that is emerged in the direction of movement. So those arms.
Yes.
The arms
Like
are called advancing pseudopods, I think.
yes.
Yeah. Are you covered,
Pseudopods.
sir?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So this will be, because this is also like it's almost like a, what do you call it? It's almost like amoeba, if you look at it like a bit.
Yeah, it's like an amoeba virus.
Yeah. It or like that. But those okay, for the lack of a better word that you said, I like the description that my sister gave, like an arm. You can't say it's an arm because but those like Amish movement, which are like this in movement like this, yeah.
Like projection.
Like projection, yeah. I can see where you are, yeah, which emerge from the direction of movement, which fused with the cytoplasm, which consists of all those actin filaments and microtubules. All right, yeah. So I was looking for a way where I could put a label for this, but it's gonna take time. Can we just move on? Then what disease does Plasmodium causes in humans?
I think the answer is A, malaria.
Malaria. She's correct. Remember when we're talking about malaria, the life cycle of malaria, please also go through that. And please make sure that you are any question which will come from that, you'll be able to tackle it. And which group of protists do this organism belongs to? I think I extracted this question from which group of protists do this organism belongs to? Animal-like, plant-like, fungus-like. There is not enough information to tell. There is one of each group. No, let's pass 73. Let's pass 73. What element? Let's go to 74. What element do these organisms have in their cell walls? Are they referring to the Plasmodium?
No, sir, they're referring to the picture that was supposed to come with it.
This picture. I think I omitted a picture by mistake. Can you see?
I think you cropped the picture out.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to 75. Ignore this, ignore 73 and 74. I will remove them when I send you this. Or at least that I will do, I will include the image. Sorry about that. So 75, what term best matches the definition of an organism that benefits by living in another organism at the expense of the other?
B.
B.
I'm waiting for Jent.
I agree with the B as well.
You agree with B as well. So when we were in high school, I'm telling you this story because you won't know which high school did I go to. One of my naughty friend, when a question like this, they're like, what is he had a problem with his lady friend. I don't know what happened, but he was like, the option is girlfriend instead of parasite. Okay, it's a terrible joke. Okay, sorry. So it's a parasite, the term which means the organism that benefits by living on another organism at the expense of another organism. It's a parasite. All right. How will you classify an organism with the following characteristics? 60-meter tall, no true leaves or roots, and brown in color. Is it A, brown algae, or B, diatom, or C, red algae, or D, green algae, or E, all of the above? How will you classify it? Is it all of the above, Is it green? Is it red? Is it brown? Or is it diatom?
Can I go with A?
It's brown algae. All right. Tell you what, you're correct. It's A. It's brown algae. Which of the following characters is the most important? Is the most important in classify algae into different phyla? Is it A, color, or B, size, or C, multicellularity, or D, depth of habitat, or E, both A and C, both color and multicellularity? Tell you what, when I got the answer here, I was like, really? And then I went back to the characteristics and I was like, yeah, that is true.
I think it's A.
It's A, the color. You are right. It's A, the color. So one of the characteristics which is important in class, it's not the only characteristics which is important. It's also color. And is the answer with regards to this question 78. So what is the Latin name for the green algae phylum? Yeah, you're just gonna have to tell me. Yeah. Because you know I butchered the names. You guys are quiet today. Let me go old school again. Anyone who wanna read us 80 and all the options which are there? Not the answer, just the question. What is it?
C.
C. Phylum Chlorophytum. Okay, do you agree with her?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
She's correct.
Yes.
It's C. Phylum Chlorophytum. What key development occurred in multicellular algae to allow them to live on land? Is it A, vascular tissue, B, flowers, C, D, embryos, or E, fruits? I'm repeating questions here, you see?
It's A.
Anyone else?
I think it's A.
You think it's A?
I'll go with
also?
A as well.
Do we have anybody who has a different answer? Because the one that I have is not A, I'm sorry.
Or perhaps C, maybe.
It's D. Yes, it's D. Which of the following is... no, man. It's not a bryophyte. First.
Fern.
Fern.
D.
And what is the character that distinguishes? Come on, we did this. It's B. They have no vascular tissue. Which of the following statements about the bryophyte is false? We just 3 slides away from this. Nothing changed.
B.
Am I the one who was saying things, or we did this question, the very same question, 3 slides or 2 slides before?
Yes. Yes,
B.
sir, we did.
B, yeah. Which part of the fern produces sperm?
That's also B.
B.
Yes. And this one we said is seed, which is E.
E.
Yeah, all right. Think this one we didn't do, right? No, we didn't. What type of plants did this object or this structure came from? Is it A, bryophyte, B, gametophyte, C, gymnos? I'm sorry that it's not in color, but you can see, right? Gymnosperm, angiosperm, sporophyte.
Angiosperm, D.
Angiosperm. Do we agree with him?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Be confident about that one. Yes. It's D. Okay. Was that a question, sir? What's that? Sorry, I didn't catch that. What's that?
Mm-mm.
It's not a question. Okay, let me proceed. What part of the flower produces male gametes? You did this one. Answer.
D.
Enter.
D, the answer, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and then we proceed to number 97, which is how do fungi obtain nutrients? Is it A, they produce their own food through photosynthesis, or B, they produce their own food through chemosynthesis, or C, they release digestive enzyme on their food and then absorb the nutrients, or D, they ingest food and then absorb the nutrients, or E, they absorb nutrients through root hairs?
C.
Yeah, C.
See what is C? They release the digestive enzyme on their food and then absorb the nutrients. Yes, correct. Correct. It's C. Then which of the following, why is E in bold here? Eh? Okay, which of the following statement is about fungi is not true? A, parasitic fungi absorb nutrients from a living host. B, predatory fungi can trap prey in their mycelium. Or C, mutualistic fungi help plants absorb nutrients. Or D, photosynthesis fungi make their own food. Or E, which is highlighted but ignore the bold highlights and just give us the answer, sporophybial fungi are decomposers. Which one is
D.
it?
D. Photosynthesis. D. Answer is D.
Yeah. Do we agree with her?
Yes.
Yes. The answer is D. All right. Here's the question that sneaked in. What are plants growing in dry condition called? I think this is easy, right? You guys are gonna walk over all this. You're just gonna name them here because I didn't number them.
Xerophytes?
Xerophytes. Let's see.
Yes.
Yes, it's xerophytes. What are single cell organism called?
Unicellular.
Unicellular organism. Uni, not uno, right? Uni. You mean
Oh, okay, wait.
this one?
Uni, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one she means, yes. Here's another one which is easy and straight to the point. Which is not part of animal cells?
Cell wall.
Thank you.
I said cell wall.
Yeah, what was the dispute? Was there a dispute? I didn't get that. Sorry. I don't know why I'm struggling to hear you guys clearly. If it's, but yes, she's correct. The answer is cell wall. All right. Which of this animal is not a reptile?
A platypus.
Platypus.
A platypus.
The platypus. Yes.
Yes, the platypus.
Yeah, it's not a reptile. Yeah. They lay eggs and unlike reptiles, which give birth to young animals and all that. Yeah. Which of these organisms can sense light? It's more or less like a. There's always gonna be those questions which are more or less like a fact check kind of a thing about your understanding about science in general. The humans, microbes, spiders, or all of the above? Oh, can you
I'd like to propose all of the above.
You would like that, wouldn't you? Anybody else? Who? Or we are also all supporting all of the above. Tell you what, you should, because yes, all of this. We can, sounds light. Microbes can. Remember microbes? Spiders can. What is an autotroph?
An organism that can produce its own food.
An organism that can produce its food. Well done. That's perfect. Yes. Yeah, there's another question which is like a quizzy. Christina read an article about some of the wildest animal. Weirdest. Not wildest. Weirdest animal. What biological principle will help her understand why these animals have features that they do? So she's reading an article about the weirdest animal. So, but the question is, what biological principle will help her understand this animal have the features that they do? Oh, there's a student who's
2 is molecules, 4 is water.
No, we're still here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're still in Christina.
Let me give it a try.
Sure.
I think a phylogenetic C would help. Yeah.
So you are right in an overall, but the
Evolution?
You didn't say this because I put it up, right? No. All right, yeah, but you are right also. But it's evolution and natural selection. By learning about evolution and natural selection, Christina will begin to see the different evolutionary reasons behind the extreme features of some animals have. For example, the eye, mammal native to Madagascar have evolved a shallow finger, and it can cause to dig grounds into what traits and features do those animals have, or features do those weirdest animal do they have. So she's checking on the weirdest because they said she's checking on the weird. So there's nothing weird about a dog. There's nothing weird about a horse or a cow or anything like that. But when she's doing that, she's gonna check on the evolution and that. Okay, that's another one. Drag the words into the correct boxes to complete the statement. So you're just gonna tell me which one is 1, which one is 2, which one is 3, which one is 4. Hydrogen bonds and the van der Waals interactions are necessary for
cells.
So 1 is cells. There's a student whose camera is on. Thank you. It's not off. And then 2.
Molecules.
You wanted to say something, sir?
2 molecules.
But you are right, 2 is molecules. Yeah. Somebody else speak now. 3.
Weak.
3, it's weak. And obviously the last one is 4. Yes, a general question. What phrase best describe an unknown solution with a pH of 8.0? Strongly acidic, strongly basic, weakly basic, or weakly acidic?
Weakly basic.
Weak basic.
Strongly basic.
Weekly.
Week.
Weekly.
Weekly basic.
Yes, weekly basic.
We're going to go back to pH. Things about pH now. Which phrase describes an unknown solution with a pH of is strongly acidic or strongly basic, or weakly basic or weakly acidic?
Weekly basic.
Weekly basic.
Weekly basic.
Strongly basic.
Weekly basic.
Weekly basic.
Because the pH is just slightly above 7, which makes it the solution to be solution to be basic, but only slightly so. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah. And let's start with 7. Is a possible cause of mechanism that could explain the observation and fact. The BLG 1501 gang will, let's not, there's a, we once had earlier on a prolonged discussion. We remember. So is it a theory, simulation, hypothesis, and conclusion? Yes, so I think we're still going to have a discussion here.
I'm going with theory. A.
Hypothesis.
It's A.
It's an open floor, guys. I'm only giving 2 minutes for people to don't give what you think you know about the description of either theory, simulation, hypothesis, or conclusion, and compare it to this description here, because this description is not exactly as it is as a description on your study notes or on your slides that we given you. But yeah, 2 minutes.
I'm gonna say A because a theory is a possible cause or that explains observation of facts.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm going with A too. Theory.
She's saying it's A also.
I'm also saying A.
You're also saying A. Why do you say A, my sister? I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
Because the theory already explains observations and facts. The observations and facts are already there.
The statement itself, by saying observation and facts, already implies that because a hypothesis, we cannot say it's a hypothesis because hypothesis, you come up with it before you give facts. So by virtue of there being words observation and facts, that means it's theory.
Yeah, because I think simulation is almost the same as a hypothesis, where it must be tested.
A possible cause or mechanism that could explain. So this possible cause and mechanism that could explain the observation. So in a hypothesis, you make an observation. When you make an observation, you ask a question. When you ask a question, then you hypothesize. When you hypothesize, then you do an experiment. When you do an experiment, then you have data. When you have data, you analyze your data. When you analyze your data, you have the results. When you have the results, you make a conclusion. When you make a conclusion, you present your conclusion as a study or as a paper, as a publishing, and that is part of the study. When that part of the study, it contributes to a scientific contribution in scientific fraternity, and that goes to be contribute to a theory or to a fact or to a principle, in that level and in that order. It is a hypothesis, because the hypothesis is the one that X, but is not.
Hypotheses are made on limited facts, limited evidence.
Yes. It's for you basically have a literature review. It's not a tested. It's not a test that you're going to test your hypothesis. It's a fact. It's observation, and it's data that is still have to be proven. The hypothesis.
Regardless of the answer, I still disagree.
Regardless of the answer, no, I just put this to for us to discuss it. You don't. A theory does not explain. The theory does not explain. A theory, it's okay. It could be.
Maybe a conclusion, because it concludes all the observations and facts, but it can't be hypothesis either.
Sorry to interrupt. So I think
So
it
here's
can
the
be hypothesis, because it's saying that could explain the observations and facts. So they could explain for me. A hypothesis might be the correct one. Yeah.
A theory explains a nature of the phenomenon that is validated through observation and experimentation. A hypothesis is an educated guess based on certain data that acts as a foundation for further investigation. So theory does explain.
Theory does explain, yeah. But theory does explain, and the theory will explain on a broad level. So a hypothesis will have to be the one that is communicating the possibility of the outcome that the project or the experiment or the study is gonna have, depending on the materials or in the capabilities or in the facts that are in the disposal, based particularly on the previous work or studies that has happened, and that can be tested. Hypothesis can be tested. It has to be tested experimentally and with a survey, field survey. Let's take for an example, right? We are making let's make an example. I think we did this example before. We're making an example of how many students who attend BLG 1502 tutorials are more likely to do well in the exam than the students who do not participate in the tutorials. Will that be a fact or would that be a hypothesis?
I think it's just a fact.
Hypothesis.
That could be tested. That could be tested because they will come with a data. They will come with a data and say, check on the. They will come with the, what do you call this, register. Check on the students who used to attend the tutorials. Here, they are there. The score present. This is the rest of the people. The class has 150 students. Only 50 students were attending. Only 70% of the 70 students out of 150 passed the module. All the 50 who were attending, they are among the 70. And the rest who did not do well or who did not proceed are on the list of people who were not attending. So that has been tested. We can test this. You've got everything. You can do the survey. The survey is just to look at the data which is there, and then you can be able to compare. But if somebody can just come and say, attending a module will cause you to pass that module. Or if somebody could just say, I'm trying to look for effect, something that could distinguish effect. So a hypothesis is something that can be tested. You can be able to test that observation. So you made an observation that there's a difference. There's different kind of students who are doing well and students who are not doing well. This is the observation that you get. This effect that not everybody is going to pass. But let's analyze this a pattern. What is happening in this pattern? Then you theorize it. And when you theorize it, then you make a hypothesis and then you make a test. You test it, that hypothesis. I knew we were going to get there when I had it coming. I don't like peace, don't I? Can I put a star on this one and put more explanation when I send you? Yes.
Can I say that the answer maybe lies within the sentence structure, because they're saying possible and could, which it might seem like it can be hypothesis.
Actually, you are right if you're analyzing the question possible, because the hypothesis is there's an outcome which you're expecting, and that outcome may or may not be, and
May
that
or may
outcome,
not.
yeah, and the fact that that outcome is not what you have expected, it does not mean that the experiment is wrong. It does not mean that your research is wrong. It's just that your conclusion will be different. I think
Yes.
I think I once make an example and say, most of the time you will find that in the literature review, there's something that's when you make your conclusion, when you're concluding if your hypothesis was, when you test your hypothesis, your results were different to what you hypothesized. If maybe you said, we hypothesized that students who attend BLG 1502 will pass. And then when you do the study, when you go and collect the data after the year end, you find that most students who did not attend actually they pass. And then you will, in your conclusion, you will say, contrary to previous studies, it is now seen that actually most students who did not attend, they also pass. They can also pass. Perhaps they even pass more than the ones who attend. What was the reason? Do we know what could be the reason? Do we know? Or they maybe attend, they listen to recordings and all these kind of things. It could be that basically the conclusion that could be based there.
Yes, sir, I agree.
Is it fine? Can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Can we move on? Which of the following is a non-inventor invent sugar? I'm just going to give the answer here. It's sucrose. It's A. Why? Because it's known as the inventor during the hydrolysis of sucrose with hot acid that produces the phenomenon called inversion of food sucrose. I don't expect you. Name the storage of carbohydrates in animals.
Glucose.
Glycogen.
Glycogen. All right. Can we just do this for 5 minutes? Let me see if we will finish it. Yes, we can. Flowering plants have how many? Number 4. Yes, we're doing number 4. How many types of organs? I think it's 4. The flowering plants, also known as angiosperm, have 4 main types of organs. What are those?
Can I try, sir?
Sure.
I don't know if I'm correct, but I think it's roots, trunk, branch, and leaves.
Yeah, there are root stems, leaves, and reproductive organs or flowers in that order, which is can be there. Which one are we going to in my progression? Is it 5? Yeah. Which of the following is not classified as a type of plant? Good, petals. 6. What does the xylem transport?
Water and minerals.
That is A, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you're correct. It's water and minerals. And 7. What does the phloem transport?
C.
Yes, food and hormones, correct. And which organs we are going to 9 now? Which organs are the plant's biochemical factories where photosynthesis occur and food molecules are made?
A.
Correct, leaves. While many flowers are edible, their main nutritional value comes from what?
Seeds? See?
Yes, correct, seeds. What is the process by which plants capture sunlight to make sugar is called?
A. Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis.
Yes. Photosynthesis occur inside which organelles?
C. Chloroplast.
Chloroplast, yes. The study of living organism with the environment is known as?
Ecology.
Ecology.
Thank you. The collection of the same species within an area is called population. Is it true or is it false?
True.
True, yes. Who is considered as the father of come on, this is easy.
B.
Number 5?
It's B.
B. And what is the name of organization which provides the rules for naming and animals?
I think the answer is C, ICBN.
Which one did you say?
It's C, ICBN.
It's A. It's A.
A.
International Commission on Zoo something. It's A.
ICZN for. Yes, it's N for. What you know why, my sister, is that because for this is what for animals. For animals, it will be for zoology. That one of the one that you're referring to is for plants, which is for botanical. International. It will be the essential nomenclature is done according to some particular standards like ICBN, that my sister in code is the code for botanical nomenclature, which deals with naming of plants, algae, and fungi, while ICZN is International Code of Zoological Nomenclature, which provide the rules for naming of animals. Which of these Eukaryotes are single cell organism.
A.
A
I'll
protist
also go with
is
A.
well done. And which of the following considered fungus like protist?
I think it's B.
I think it's cyanobacteria.
So slime molds are the diverse eukaryotic organism that belongs to kingdom Protista, and they are fascinating due to their unique life cycle behavior, which combine characteristic both fungi and avoid by ASAP in that regard, so that we can be able to do that. And yeah, I think we're gonna stop here today.